Alright, so the other day I was changing some plugs on a car, and even with all the combination of spark plug sockets and extensions, I was having a little bit of an issue and starting to get a little frustrated. So I went on the search for a decent spark plug socket set, and this is what I found. Very highly rated, quality looks top-notch to me, and we're going to look at it together to see what I think of this. So it comes in a nice blow molded case. Not sure how to pronounce that name. Unfortunately, I already took it out of the box. But I'm sure it's probably made in China. But like I've said in numerous videos, believe it or not, depending on the company and what kind of quality control that they want to maintain, even China can produce quality stuff. So let's take a look at this. So basically what you've got locking extensions. And the nice thing about these extensions is the way these are designed is you don't have a screw in here that can pop out. There's been other locking extensions that this collar is held on with a screw, and that screw has fallen out while someone has been taking their spark plugs out. That is not good, because that little screw can end up in the engine because you just pulled the spark plug out. So the last thing you want is a screw from this collar falling out and you didn't see it. You put the new spark plug in and you didn't realize that that screw fell out, and now it's in the engine. You go to start it up and now you have a screw knocking around inside your engine. So it does come with a universal joint. You know, I'm not a real big fan of these style universal joints. I like the constant velocity style a lot better, but I'll probably never use this in spark plug removal and installation anyway. The nice thing about this, I'm sure you've probably already noticed, is the knurling that these extensions have and these three sockets have. And what's nice about that is whenever you are removing or installing spark plugs, you can reach down there, even with oily or greasy fingers, and you can turn this once you've either broke it loose or if you're putting it back in, and you can start it, and you can get them started in there, and then whenever it starts getting tight enough to where you can't turn it no more, you put your ratchet on it and you finish tightening it up or loosening it off. Now this is about a 10-inch extension. You also have a 6-inch. I wish this had a 2-inch, because and even a 1-inch, because I use 2-inch and 1-inch extensions quite often in spark plug removals. But I do have 1-inch and 2-inch extensions that I can use with this if I need to. The main reason I got it was for the spark plugs, and this is why. We'll just take the biggest one here so that you can see what it was that I picked this particular set for. I've got typical spark plug sockets similar to these, and they've got the rubber insert inside that is supposed to grip onto the spark plug and pull them out. And they work when they're new, but over time that rubber gets brittle, gets old, sometimes it falls completely out, so now you have nothing to grip. Well, this has got a hard plastic insert down in here that holds, hopefully you can see the steel, you know, the spring steel, you know, little retainer, spark plug retainer that these spark plug sockets have. They all have the same design. You can see the little retainer in there. This one's got two. No, these are 12-point, so it's got two little metal retainers. Hopefully that's coming through. I can't tell by looking in the viewfinder. Now these knurled ones are 12-point because there's some European plugs that are actually 12-point. I've never seen a factory domestic spark plug that's 6-point. You can buy aftermarket plugs that are 12-point, but there are some factory cars that have 12-point spark plugs in them. So with that said, let's go ahead and grab one of these. We're gonna see if it'll lock on good, and it does. So now you can reach down in that valve cover, screw that spark plug out. Should come out with the socket. I've got a couple spark plugs here. We're just going to try them out. But you've got, you know, your 3 common sizes: your 14, 16, and 18. Then you got your 9/16, 5/8, and 13/16 for most your domestic, and even a lot of imports have these size spark plugs. Of course, your lawnmowers, motorcycles, still, you know, this set will still apply to them also. So we verified the lock works on that. We'll just take one of these domestic spark plug sockets. Of course, the way these work, as you know, you pull this back and the little ball recesses down into the head of the extension, and it locks on. So now you can zip those spark plugs out. When you pull the extension out, it's not going to pull your socket off. So now let's see how these gripping spark plug sockets do. 16. I mean, that's the perfect grip. I mean, I love that. And if you don't know that, you know, 5/8 sometimes will actually fit a 16. A lot of people get them confused, whether, you know, depending on what they're working on, are they needing a 5/8 or are they needing 16 millimeter. But that's perfect. So there's for that size. Let's try the, this should be 13/16. Which is this one here. Definitely locks on tight. Whoop. I love that. Much better than the rubber in the socket. And again, if you can't really see it, it's a little metal, spring steel metal insert in there that provides the perfect tension when your spark plug is pushed into it. And that was the number 1 reason I bought these, was I didn't want other sockets that had the rubber style retention device in there, because I've already got those. None of them work anymore. I've had them for 30 years. They used to work great, but now over the years that rubber has turned brittle, and the rubbers actually fell out of I think every one of them. I might still have one that's got the rubber in it, but the rubber doesn't grip the spark plug anymore. So I wanted something that was a better design, and this appears to be a lot better setup. Of course, you got the hex here, so if you needed to put a wrench on it, you can. And just like the extensions, these 3 for the imported plugs, they're the metric, rather. You know, they're knurled, so you can grip it and spin the spark plug in or out. Of course, they're laser etched with the size, and the size are embossed here on the case itself. So you can easily, you know, see what sizes you're needing. The chrome finish looks great. The quality looks great. The knurling is nice. That's one of the first things I look at for, like, quality machine work, is I'll see what the knurling's like. Knurling can be a challenge. And, I mean, I've gotten tools that looks like a 3rd grader knurled them. But these here look very, very nice. They're not so sharp that they're uncomfortable and going to cause calluses if you use them all the time. It's got the perfect amount of knurling to provide the perfect amount of grip whenever you're needing to spin your sockets in and out. So if you need a spark plug socket set, as of right now, I have not actually used this set yet on a car, but I can't wait because I got a feeling I'm going to love this set. Nice thing about it, comes with its own blow molded case, so when you're not using it, you can keep it up on a shelf or whatever. I actually marked all my blow molded cases on the side. I put them on the shelf. I can instantly look up and see, see what it is that's in that particular case. So I'll put a link to this if you're interested in it. I highly recommend it for the money. I think it's going to be hard to beat. You guys take care.